Hello guys, I've had a lot of questions lately concerning my Decoden, and although I've been answering them in comments, I keep getting the same sort of questions again and again, so I thought I would do a sort of Decoden FAQ video. I do have an FAQ on my website, milkchocolatedream.com, but I thought I would do it in video form as well so I could actually show you what I'm talking about and also answer a couple of questions in a bit more depth. The first question I always get asked is, what kind of cream do you use? This is the kind of cream I use. It is not it's not squishy. It's kind of spongy. If I go like that with my nail, it does dig in, but it does sort of squish out again over time. It is matte. It feels matte. It doesn't feel shiny or anything. It doesn't feel rubbery. It kind of just feels like sponge. And I'm not sure whether it is waterproof, but I wouldn't really put your phone in the rain or in a tub of water anyway, so I don't think there will be any problem with that either. And I think it's very secure. I mean, these pieces do not come out. This is my own phone case. I don't care if any of them do, but they are not going to come out. They are securely in place. They are not going to move. So the cream I use is called Racoon Honey Whipped Cream Clay. It comes like this. Sorry, it's got pastry bags stuck on it. It comes like this. It is squishy. I can get it in a lot of different colours. I have it in pink, chocolate and white. And I get them from Etsy shops mostly. Just type in Racoon Honey Whipped Cream Clay. You should get some results from that. And that is how it comes. It usually comes with a few piping bags if the seller's nice enough to send you them. And what I do is I apply it with piping tips, just like icing a cake. So what I do is I take the piping bag and I cut it a hole at the end and put in a piping tip. I sometimes sellotape around it if it's not very secure. Then I put the cream inside and then just pipe it out as if I was icing a cake. I have 3 different piping tips here. This one is a kind of hard plastic. It is a bit dirty because I have used it, and they're kind of hard to clean out because they are hard and because they are quite thick as well, which makes it a bit difficult to clean out. This one here is a metal one, which obviously is also dirty. These are also very hard to clean because you have to clean them when the cream is still wet, and also they're quite bendy, so you can easily bend them out of shape. So I wouldn't suggest using one of these ones either. I suggest a good old plastic tip. This isn't the one I used. I used the one that's started, but at the minute it's still in the piping bag because I was too lazy to clean it. But the good thing about these ones, if you leave it in the piping bag with some cream in, yes, the cream will go a little bit dry, but you can easily clean it out with some water and just rub in the inside, and it should be perfectly clean. I have used this one and it is clean. So that is the cream I use. What a lot of Decoden people use is silicone. This is just an example case I made with silicone a while ago. As you can see, you might not be able to see, but it does have a little bit of dust on it because silicone collects dust like crazy. So does this cream, but as long as you keep it in clean places, it's not too bad. Same with the silicone, really. This one, it's squishy. I don't know if you can actually see, but I can totally dig my thumb in there. It's wobbly. It creates nice peaks, I will say that. It does look very nice when you ice it. But the things about silicone I've found is it sometimes isn't very secure. These pieces are in are in very securely because I used it when the silicone was fresh, new, and totally not curing at all or anything like that. But if you leave it for a couple of days, it will cure, obviously. But if you leave it in a tub or something, even if the tub is airtight, sometimes it does go a little bit drier, and then it's not as secure, and your pieces can fall off. The whole cream can sometimes peel off the case, which is what I've happened before, and I've had to remake a whole case for a customer. Another thing about silicone is it stinks. It smells bad. I mean, you have to do it in outdoors or with the window wide open, and you have to be very careful when doing it as well. because it does smell. When you make a case of silicone, you must use 100% silicone. I know a lot of people on YouTube use something called Alex Dap, and I'm not American, so I don't know what Alex Dap is like. But I know that it isn't 100% silicone, and that can easily peel off your case or discolor quite easily. This one has held up really well, and I haven't used this one because I don't have an iPod Touch. I just made this case because I accidentally bought a green case, and I was like, oh no, I'm just gonna use it to mess about with. But yes, it is a good material to Decoden with. A lot of Etsy shops and stuff do use silicone to do their Decoden, and their cases are wonderful. They hold up so well. I just had problems when I tried to use it. That's all. So I prefer to use the more expensive Racoon Honey clay. Basically, it is much more expensive for what you get. This for me was about £6, and that's about $10 ish. I don't know. I don't know. If you want to know the exact measurements, then the prices are on Etsy for these. This is the 75-gram pack, which lasts me for about 3 to 4 cases, which is good considering I sell the cases for about £22. So £6 divided by 3 or 4, it's like £2 worth of cream on that case. So it's not too bad. And so it isn't that bad, but silicone, you get a lot in the tube, and you can make a lot of cases with it, and it does. It is a lot cheaper. For one huge tub of silicone, it was about £5 for me, and that probably would have done me about, I don't know, about 4, 5, 6 cases maybe at the most, depending on what I did. If I only did small things like this, it would last a lot longer. But yeah, anyway, if anyone wants this case, by the way, they can have it. Just message me. It's for an iPod Touch. I don't know what generation. I think it's the 3rd generation, something like that. But yeah, if you want the case, you can have it. Right, on to cabochons. Cabochons are these pieces that you see on the cases themselves. I buy a lot of cabochons on Etsy. The plastic ones you can see here, I did not make. I bought them on Etsy. I buy from many different sellers, many different Decoden sellers. I'll put a few links in the description of where I often go first port of call for cabochons. But I buy a lot of cabochons. I buy a lot from many different shops, so I can't really say I have a definitive favourite shop. But I will put my few favourites in the description so you can have a look. Some of the cabochons I make myself, like this love heart here, I made myself. I'll get my DS case here. This lollipop I made myself for the stylus. I make a lot of pieces for my own cases. Things like these strawberries and these chocolate bars and marshmallows and things I can make myself, like the ice creams and stuff, because I have molds for these. So I can make them myself. Ice creams I do make myself. This is the only ice cream I haven't made myself because I got it in a pack of a lot of different Decoden sweets, and I thought, oh, this is cute, I'm just going to stick it on here. After I moulded it, of course, because it's a very nice ice cream. So, I make any Decoden pieces out of Sculpey polymer clay. You can use Fimo, you can use any kind of polymer clay you like. You can also use air dry clay, as long as it's fully dry, of course, when you put it on the case. And yes, I have a couple of tutorials on how to make a few things on my channel. I am going to do more. I'm going to do one for my ice cream scoops in a little while. And yes, that I do make a lot of my own pieces, but I do also buy a lot of my own pieces because I like the way that the perfect plastic pieces look. They look just about perfect, really, and I can't really make some of them by myself unless I were to make a mould out of them, which is what I do for a lot of the pieces. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the sauce, chocolate sauce that I use. I use one of two things. I either use one of these deco sauces. You can get lots of deco sauces from Etsy shops, very similar to Scribble's 3D paint, and fabric paint as well. Just search Etsy for like chocolate deco sauce, things like that. I can't remember where this one was from, and it doesn't have any labels, so I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry, but places like Miniature Sweets and things like that, places I've listed in the description, they have them as well. Or I also use glue sticks, coloured glue sticks. These are for a heat glue gun, and I basically just put the glue stick in the glue gun and wait till it's really hot and melting, and then drizzle it over the edge. And this gives a very good look, I think. It does give a really good look. And these are also bought from Etsy shops. Coloured glue sticks is what you have to search for, and you will find loads of them. Loads of different colours as well. These are just the three I use because they look the nicest for sweets cases and things like that. Although at the minute I can't find my glue gun, so I need to find it before I can use it. But yes, that's how the sauce looks like. It comes out 3D. This is the glue gun sauce. It comes out very 3D, very sticks out quite a lot. Sometimes you might find in hot weather the glue might go a bit sticky, and to avoid that, simply paint it with clear nail varnish, or a varnish that you would use for your charms, and that will help reduce the stickiness of it, definitely. But this one's fine. This one, because it's cold outside, it's fine. So yes. Okay, onto rhinestones. When I do a rhinestone case like this, it takes a long time to do this, by the way. I will take the piece that I want to use and spread glue on the back, stick them down, and then when I want to stick the rhinestones down, I take a toothpick and spread glue in a small section, and then stick rhinestones down in that section, and move to the next section and stick rhinestones down there. That is basically how I do my rhinestone cases. I like the way the back looks as well, but you can see where I've put the glue on the pieces and then spread the glue around here for the rhinestones to go onto. The glue I use is called E6000. I bought this from Etsy. I think you can buy this from craft shops in America, but I'm not sure. Don't go looking for it or anything like that, because I'm not sure. But you can buy it online, definitely. Places like eBay, Amazon, Etsy, those sort of places have it. The only reason I bought it from Etsy is because I was already buying something from the seller anyway, so I just added this to my cart because I wanted some. It's a good glue. It gets kind of messy. It does sort of splurge out the ends a lot. Just make sure you clean the nozzle quite a lot because sometimes the lid can get stuck on. It's no problem to take it off, just like you have to be strong with it. It does smell a bit. It's not too bad. It's not like a silicone smell. So just keep it in the ventilated area. It does say vapor is harmful, and it does have a lot of warnings on the back about it. But this is a very good glue. It is super strong. If for whatever reason a piece falls off my case, I always stick it on with this stuff. I never use super glue. Super glue could like corrode your pieces, maybe like rhinestones and things like that. And this one is the strongest one you can possibly get. So when I make a rhinestone case, I use one of these rhinestone trays to help me. I'll show you what this looks like. And you can shake it and all the rhinestones will go face up, which means it will be easier to pick them out of the tray. I use what's called a rhinestone pencil. And it picks them up very easily, which means you can easily put them onto your case. I get these from Etsy, I get these from Etsy, I get the rhinestones from Etsy. I basically buy everything from Etsy, really. But I do also buy rhinestones from eBay as well. Onto decorations and things. So to decorate my cases, I often use sprinkles and things like that. I have a tub of sprinkles here. I do have a chocolate tub, but I don't know where it is right now, so I'll show you the pink one. I Decoden these, obviously. So these are just polymer clay rolled out and cut into pieces. You can make these yourself, basically, out of any colour you want. They're not hard to make. Micro marbles, you can't really make them, but you can buy them from Etsy and eBay and all sorts of craft shops and anything like that. And these are very nice to make like cake decorations and things. That is very old Decoden on top of that, it's terrible. I also use clay canes. I have strawberries, I have hearts, I have fruits, I have all sorts of things in here. I must admit the strawberries are my favourites. I just think they look the best inside cakes and things like that. But yes, I use those as well. Okay, I've had this question a lot of times. Are they edible? No, they are not edible. These pieces are made out of plastic. These pieces are made out of clay. This cream stuff is clay. The rhinestones are plastic or glass or whichever one you get. You cannot eat this case. It's for your phone and you're not going to put real whipped cream inside your pocket. I mean, that's just ridiculous. If you want to make a real one, get some cake, get some whipped cream and get some real sweets and you can make a real case. A real cake, sorry. I think that would be cool. I'd love to make a real one. But then I wouldn't want to eat it if it looks as amazing as these. So, that's that question out of the way. No, they are not edible. The M&Ms I use, I haven't got any with me at the moment. If I use an M&M, it's not real. No, they are plastic cabochons that I buy from the internet. They are not edible. Okay. Right, that's out of my system now. And so how I do it. I've already explained that I use the piping bag to pipe the cream onto the case. Before I pipe the cream onto the case, I like to take a nail file or some sandpaper and just lightly sand the case. This will give a few lines on the case for the cream to adhere to, which will help it stick to the case. And once the case is on your phone, you can't see those lines at all. So it doesn't matter if you do that. Once the cream is piped onto the case when it is still wet, then I stick my pieces in. If I'm putting sprinkles or micro marbles on, I usually put those on beforehand, just so it's easier for them to go onto the case rather than having to go into the nooks and crannies in between the pieces. Once the pieces are onto the case, I add things like rhinestones, pearls, other things, and maybe add some more sprinkles if I want some more. And then I leave it to dry. If I'm adding sauce, I do the sauce first and then the cream, and then I add the pieces and all that after that as well. If I'm doing a rhinestone case, I put the big pieces on first, and then do the rhinestones around them. It's a lot easier that way. I do have videos on how I've made them, not like in tutorial videos, just like progress videos of how I made certain cases. So there is one of this case as well. And you can have a look at those. I'll put those in the description as well, so you can have a look at them. But yeah, that's basically how I do it. Where I get these cases is always eBay. I hardly ever buy a case from anywhere else. eBay is always the cheapest place to find them, really. You might be able to find them cheaper elsewhere, but I would suggest staying away from high street like shops and places inside markets and little stalls and things like that. Stay away from those places because those cases are massively overpriced. You can buy, like, they may have really cute cases and things like that, but you can buy them so much cheaper off eBay. I see a lot of these penguin cases and things like that roaming around, and you can buy them for literally like a couple of pounds off eBay, like a few dollars, and it's just so much better to buy them off there. So I think I've explained everything I could possibly have explained. I know this video is super long. I will split it down into sections so you can instantly jump to each section and find the place that you want to go to. But if you have any more questions that I haven't covered for some reason, leave them in the comments, and I'll add an extra little FAQ to the description as well, just so people know. And that is it for now, and I will see you in the next video. My voice is dying, so right, bye bye guys.